Aloha, everyone. Ronnie, Landis coming to you, and I just wanted to share an insight. I wanted to share a message that has been incubating inside of me, and as of recently, it has come to surface. And not just come to surface in terms of that I can see it differently, but I can feel it viscerally. I can feel a presence, an ambiance, an essence that is filling me up, filling my heart up, opening my heart, and allowing me to behave, to respond, to exist in a different state of, let's call it conscious awareness and practical wisdom. And I won't go into the ins and outs of how this shifting in me over the last, I'd say, like 9 days has taken place. But what I do realize is that the transformation process that we're all seeking, and not just seeking, but we're being called into to embody, to become a personification of our most noble ideals, our visions, our aspirations, and our avatar-like nature, to essentially embody a role of leadership. And this is an interesting journey. It's different for everybody. And there is absolutely karmic implications. There is cosmological and astrological events surfacing that are literally increasing the electromagnetic field of the earth. And because we are a part of the planet and the world are two separate ideas. The planet is what we live on, right? It's Mother Earth, it's Gaia, it's something that we are symbiotically bound to when we don't insulate ourselves from the motherboard of the earth. Grounding, going into the ocean, getting fresh air, all that kind of thing, right? Getting sun. We're part of that organism, right? The planet, or I should say the world. The world is made up of conversations, of dialogues, of contracts, of agreements, of man-made laws and societal expectations or structure. And that's what we create. We actually create the world and our world. I love what Michael Beckwith says, is that you could have two people standing together at the same physical place on the planet, and yet they can live in two completely different worlds. And when we have more awareness of how everything is morphogenically related, right? We're in a unified field. We're all connected. And as we go through our process, as we go through the healing of our soul, we eventually heal the whole. Very important concept to consider is that so many times when you have so much love to give, you have compassion to give, you have reverence in the preservation of life to share and to gift the world, a lot of times we take the focus out of our own immediate needs. We stop prioritizing our own values and our own needs, and we place the needs of the outside circumstances of other people, of the world, and so on and so forth, outside of our own needs. And so we pour our life force into the preservation or the empowering of others. But we don't take care of ourselves all the time. And this can create many conflicts, many blockages in our ability to actually create what we want to see in our life. And I don't mean just create in terms of attract abundance or prosperity and its popular connotation being related to money. That's obviously one form of it. It's a resource that empowers us to give more and more to the world, of course. But I'm talking about something deeper. I'm talking about something actually a lot more real, which is ourselves. When we take care of our needs, and I don't mean in a selfish way, I mean in a self-centered way, or better yet, a self-service way, we realize that as we amplify our vibratory emission or charge within ourselves, what does that mean? That means that we are in a state of high alkalinity. We're healthy, we're clear, we're an open conduit for inspired insights to help us become more beneficial presence in the world and to essentially help other people when we take care of ourselves first and foremost. That's kind of the message that's coming through to me as lately I've gone through this shifting in my own personal evolutionary path. And with that, I've seen that a lot of other people that I'm around, and a lot of people that respect me and that I equally respect, and in all honesty, are avatars in my eyes, in how I view them, that they're true avatars, true superheroes, if you will, that want to go out in the world and want to make a mighty difference, right? Again, that's Michael Beckwith. And I've been holding a lot of space, I feel like. And it's actually a very beautiful thing. I've seen myself able to shift out of my self or egocentric concerns of, okay, not enoughness. I can't make this time for this person because, look, I got a schedule, I got things to do. I'm trying to make a mighty difference in the world. I'm trying to empower people through educational vehicles and that kind of thing, right? And the demands of sustaining those vehicles. And I've noticed in the last couple of days, a shifting has occurred where when a friend is in need, or right now, just to point out, with the super new moon and all the things happening, I've seen a pattern where the reality structures that a lot of people have are crumbling. They're falling apart. They're disintegrating. They're dissolving. And with that, something new is wanting to be birthed. It's wanting to emerge through us. And so anyways, I've seen that I've been holding a lot of space for people, and that can be very heavy. A lot of people have an issue that they hold space for people and they're so open, they're so empathetic, and they're like a container, and so they're holding a lot of space, but it's actually weakening them, it's hurting them. And I found that the reason that I'm able to do that so much more gracefully than I ever did before is basically because I put myself first. When I wake up in the morning, I am more and more in the consistent and immediate awareness of connecting with the divine, connecting with that transmission or that current of insight, and also energetic hygiene to clean my energy. First thing in the morning, that's what I do. Drink water and meditate. And if I feel I need to pray or to communicate with my higher self, if you will, then I do that. And that's essentially what I'm speaking to in this message. I feel is that we really can benefit from being easy on ourselves, from a lot of the self-inflicted judgments that we place upon ourselves that really get imprinted onto us from a very young age, and we carry the emotional association to things that had happened to us, and we become easily triggered. The more sensitive we become by outside circumstances, people, conversations, things that happen to us that trigger a wound or a trauma. And we really could benefit from being easy on ourselves, right? I guess that's the basic message. There's a lot to unpack in that, but I feel like what I'm here to share in this moment is that as we go through challenging times, as the structures break down around us, it is a divine and profound opportunity for us to rise from the ashes of human domestication. I'm going to let you meditate on that, play with it, whatever. But we're here to create something new. And this is also about our own personal incarnation, our own personal experience, is that when things are breaking down around us, it's a holographic reflection of the outside world. All the structures that are made of people having conversations and agreements are breaking down, because as Bashar, one of the great channelers in our world, likes to say, is that what we're going through right now, and what we've always gone through as a human species throughout history, is a breaking down and a dissolvement of what no longer works for the evolutionary progression of the human species, of the world, of how it's all unified together. how it's collectively woven in together. Everything that's breaking down is what no longer works. And this is the opportunity for taking the lead of the past and transmuting it, converting it, transforming it into the Ormus gold of future possibilities. Hopefully these insights were helpful in some way. They help tune you up. You're a tuning fork for insight, for synchronicity, for opportunities. And as you tune up your vibration, what does that mean? Let's just touch on that very quickly. When I say vibration, I say resonance frequency. I'm speaking of a very real physical phenomenon. But just very simply understood, it's your self-awareness, it's your state of mind, it's your state of consciousness directing your thought forms in a direction of empowerment, in the direction of your visions, ideals, aspirations, and goals that you want to pursue in your life. It's integrative mastery of yourself. Lining up your frequency, lining up your intention. It doesn't mean that you won't go through hard times. It doesn't mean that you won't be fraught with challenges. Those are opportunities. Those are necessities in order for you to get from where you are to get to where you actually want to be. You have to go through a hero's journey. You have to go through a stage and phaseology of progression in order to become that which you are seeking. You cannot have anything unless you are willing to become it in essence, in state. And then that is really the key. So there's a bunch of noise now going on outside. I feel like this is my cue to cut it off here. Thank you so much for tuning in, and peace and blessings.